What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, your host of MrGentleman Like That podcast, and this week's sponsorship is from Newsly. Newsly is a all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and read them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in ever on the internet, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. Browse articles from topic you choose, start playing, start scrolling, and start listening. You can follow any topic as you specifically as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, even for the Kardashians. It will find you on the latest article and you read them to you out loud. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, MrGentleman Like That podcast, is on there as well. Yes, it is. Shout out to Newsly for that. I started using it as my default podcast app. Download and use Newsly for free from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description. Use the promo code MrGentleman that I will also put in the description and receive 1 month free premium subscription. So you already know, y'all, download Newsly now. Check it out. Support them, y'all. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, your host of MrGentleman Like That podcast, and enjoy the show. You are now listening to MrGentleman Like That podcast presents Date Night Talk podcast with Ken, aka MrGentleman,
and your girl Vanna B. Tap in.
Yeah. Yes, hello everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Web podcast, and your host of MrGentleman Like That podcast. And welcome to the very first episode of MrGentleman Like That podcast presents Date Night Talk podcast. Hope all is well. And yes, this is the newest spinoff show from MrGentleman Like That podcast with myself and my co-host Miss Vanna B, which y'all will meet her when we do the main event topic. So first thing first, y'all probably wondering, how did this idea even came together? How did Date Night Talk came together? So I'm about to give y'all a brief history of Date Night Talk. So back in 2020, it was this girl that I met. We met up in the city and stuff like that. We were talking, having a conversation. And at the time, I just made my 1 year anniversary of MrGentleman Like the podcast, and she came to me and she was like, how come you don't talk about relationship in your show? You should start something with a relationship and have me on it. So I took it into consideration. I'm like, okay, cool. When you come back to New York, we're going to do that episode. This was before the pandemic, but since the pandemic happened in March, it never happened. So after that, another person I know, who is a good friend of mine, y'all know, Miss Cece. She came to me like how she wanted to be on my show, but she wanted to talk about relationship. So then I came with the idea like, you know what? I'm gonna start a dating segment on my show. At the time, the show was called Date and Talk, but somebody else had the same name, so I decided to change the name into Date Night Talk. And Miss Cece was the first guest of Date Night Talk, the segment. And then episode 2, we had Miss Vanna B as the second guest. Episode 3, we had Lily as the third guest. And this was all in 2020. And this the segment became a fan favorite. Everybody loved it, to the point that people wanted more. So a year later, I believe, was season 3 of MrGentleman Like the podcast, second half of season 3. which was, I believe, was 2021. Was it 20? No. It was 20. No, it was later 2020, but later. Season 3 was later 2020. So I had 3 more guests. I had Shaniqua, I had Nyla, and then I had Amber for the other 3 guests for Date Night Talk. People loved the series. The series did really good. So I decided to turn this into a full-length podcast show. The original pilot episode where Nyla interviewed me for the show, and that was pretty good, pretty interesting episode, you know. But and the thing about it, Date Night Talk was originally supposed to premiere in 2021, in March of 2021, but things didn't happen because, you know, I didn't have enough guests. I didn't really have enough things to talk about for the show. A lot was happening, you know. At the time, me and Spinoff had issues, so that show got put on hold heavy. You know, until the idea came back late, you know, on 2022 on the 30th anniversary, when I announced the new version of Date Night Talk, it was coming. And I wanted to add a twist to it. I wanted to add a female co-host. And that idea was in my head for a minute, but I wasn't sure that was going to happen. But then I saw the success of the old school show with me and Roddy. I was like, you know what, why not? Let me give it a try with a female co-host. And of course, we had many candidates for the female co-host. We had the Penelope Rose was supposed to be one of the co-hosts. Nyla was supposed to be a co-host. And then, of course, Miss Vanna B, who is now the co-host of Date Night Talk. And I picked her as my co-host for the series, for the Spinoff series, for 3 reasons. One of the reasons was that me and her have chemistry. Not only, you know, she is a longtime friend, and of course we have history, but also when she came on my shows, she did really good. When she came on the old school show multiple times, came on a conversation with about music. She done really good. She brought many, you know, good conversation, and I have faith in her that she will do a good job in this new spin-off show with me. And I believe that she will be a great asset to the Gentleman Like That podcast family. Second reason is she will also go start a podcast show on her own. So I want to prepare her early on my platform to let her grow. So when it's time for her podcast show, she will be great, you know. And third reason, you know, I always want to film a female co-host. And what better way for a female co-host than somebody that, you know, who is a longtime friend of yours, who basically been friends for 12 years. It's crazy enough, I believe 12 years now. And that's crazy to me. I believe 12 years or 10 years. Probably 10 years. I think it's 10 years. They know it's not lying, 10 years. My bad, Vanna. Yeah, 10 years. But we met in 2012. It's 2022. Actually, it would be May 2012, actually. Which is crazy to me. But yeah. So I can't wait for y'all to meet the co-host, meet my new co-host, even though y'all see her on my show before. But what we're gonna do for this first episode is we're gonna put her to the test. She is gonna interview me for the first episode. And yeah, let me know how she do. So y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and Miss Vanna B will be right back.
Hi, my name is Vanna, and you're listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman of MrGentleman Like That Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by MrGentleman Like That Podcast, where we bring many guests telling about their stories about their brand they got going on. Also about me telling y'all my personal stories about things that are going on in my life. Also, we have many spin-off shows on MrGentleman, the podcast called The Old School Show with myself and the star writing Rod, where we talk anything old school, which happen every 4th or 5th Sunday at 12 a.m. on the MrGentleman, the podcast network. And another spin-off show called A Conversation About Music Podcast, where we talk to many artists about their music journey. And also we have a roundtable music discussion about anything music, and which should come on every first Sunday at 12 a.m. on MrGentleman, the podcast network. And yeah, you already know, if y'all need a podcast to listen to, check out MrGentleman, the podcast. We're on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Good Pod, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Good Pod, Podchaser, and Apple Podcasts. You know, the more y'all rate, the more love the show get. Y'all can also check it out on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube now. Ken, aka MrGentleman, TV. And also support the website of MrGentleman, the podcast, MrGentleman, podcast.com. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, and have a good day, night, wherever you're listening to this episode. Back to the show. Cheers!
Hey, this is your girl, Vanna B, and you're kicking it and listening to my boy on MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Welcome back, you guys. Welcome. And we're so excited to introduce the new spinoff to MrGentleman's podcast series, Date Night. I am your girl, Vanna B, not to be confused with Miss Vanna White. So I am the new co-host for his spinoff podcast. Again, I've been on a few episodes of the MrGentleman podcast, but we decided to kind of switch it up and do something, more relaxed and more, fun and maybe a little edgy, adding a little sazon, some jerk to it, make it a little spicy. So this is our first episode of our Date Night podcast. And so to open it up, because I feel like you guys know a lot about Mr. Ken the Gentleman, but I think there's some more things we can know about Mr. Gentleman because, he might have some ladies who might be interested in getting to know him. So for tonight's first episode, Mr. Gentleman, you're in the hot seat. Come on down.
Oh, man. shocked to be in the hot seat.
How you in the hot seat on your own show? That's crazy about us.
Yeah, I know. But first, thank you, Miss Vanna B, for being the new co-host of MrGentleman, that podcast presents Date Night Talk, and thank you for me being the first guest, being your first guest.
Yes. And again, thank you. I know I said it offline to you, but again, I'm so appreciative of this opportunity. So thank you so much, friend. Me and Mr. Gentleman, we've known each other for, definitely over 10 years. Over 10 years.
It's definitely have been over 10 years, yeah.
For some of you people who were listening, we were outside in these New York streets when Club Rebel was open. And so therefore, that's, we were, yeah. So it has been quite some time. And shout out to the whole crew, Roddy, the whole Teddy Lovers crew. I love y'all guys. Shout out to them too. You have a great group of friends. You really, really do. Rondell, shout out. So, this is going to be fun because Ken has no idea of the questions.
I really don't. That's what I'm
He has no idea. Because I can either be very, minimal, or I can go to the over extreme, and he definitely knows my personality, so I think he's over there sweating and nervous, but I think I got you, friend. I got you.
Okay, let's see what happens. See what you can do.
Okay. So, Mr. Gentleman, we're going to start very simple, the basics. Let us know where you're from, your age, your zodiac.
Brooklyn, New York, Taurus, May 17th, 35. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And what is your current relationship status?
100% single.
100%. So no side chicks?
Nope, nothing.
No chicks that think they're your girlfriend?
Nothing at the moment. I'm definitely single right now. I'm definitely single.
Do you think there's any female in the universe that has your name in their phone with a kissy face and heart next to it?
I wish. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it.
The question y'all gotta ask y'all. You gotta ask this. Okay. So we're gonna go simple. Let's start very simple. When was your last relationship?
Actually, last year. I know before then I was single for 6 years, but shockingly last year, I believe around a week after Valentine's Day, I got into a relationship. It was short term. It was through like a kind of pandemic relationship. It was kind of hard. Yeah, I know it was kind of hard. Mm-hmm. But we tried to make it work, but sadly it didn't work out on multiple reasons. Mainly on my part, but
okay.
Yeah, it didn't work out, you know.
Okay. Shout out to the king taking accountability. We love that for you. We love when the kings take accountability when they're not able to do what needs to be done. So thank you for that, Mr. Gentleman.
Yeah, okay. It was one of those things that, you know, it wasn't bad because she's a good person, but it just, I guess, I know in my heart that I wasn't ready for that type of relationship. I just couldn't give her the thing that she wanted at the time, you know. So yeah.
Okay, and again, shout out to you. Okay, so I know, and the viewers might, the listeners also know, you have a very close circle of friends. So would you just briefly give a summary of your best friends?
Well, you know, they come on the show, like, you know, the Premier Boy podcast, you know, my bros, you know. You know, Aaron King talks ins, you know, that's everybody who know who's on there, you know, because my co-host is old school shit, Star Rider Rod, and also the guy who rap on Teddy Overload, my guy, you know, Long Live the Chief, and my other friend who haven't been on the show yet, you know, Germs, you know, those are my bros right there. You know, they've been there for me from day one. We knew each other for a very long time, clearly, since, you know, Robeson days, and they the guys that never, you know, turned my back on me. So I appreciate them. You know, I appreciate them. My brothers for life. I got other friends though. A few other, you know, homie Rob and my homie James and Andre. You know, my YPG bros. But I know, but you know. The first five guys, man, they've always been there for me, so I appreciate them. You know.
So, could you tell me one good quality about each one of them? If you want to say their name and just pick one, like, so if we say Roddy, what's something that you admire or appreciate about him, or look up to?
Okay, so Roddy is very caring. King talks ins, you know, he already got my back no matter what. We've been through ups and downs, you know, heavy. Jers, keep it real. O'Malley is very creative. Yeah. And also O'Malley got that Virgo spirit. He pushed me to go harder. So yeah.
That's a good thing. And you know what's really important about that? The fact of the matter is that when you were saying their names, or I shouted out one of their names, you were able to automatically put an adjective to them. So that already lets people know that you think highly of the people that surround you. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So just since we're talking about best friends and you mentioned your bros, let's kind of dive into the family life. So do you have siblings?
Yes, I do. I got 3 sisters.
Okay, and you're the only boy, correct?
Yes, I am.
And where? So out of the 3, so it's 4 of you guys. So where are you? Do you stand in the 4 in the lineup?
I guess I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay.
In the middle.
Okay. So I can already know when you have 3 sisters and you're the only boy, I know they're overly protective about whatever queen is in their brother's life.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So how important is it for not only your sisters but for your family to like the person that you're either interested or dating? Because I know again we're at a certain age of our life that we're not dating. I mean, we're dating to date, but we're also dating with a purpose. Would you say that also?
Yeah, definitely.
So how important is that dynamic for you?
Very important. I know. Even though a lot of people I did date, they never met my family because they didn't last long enough to get to that point. But I wanna if I do get to like a point where I can bring somebody home, I want to make sure that it's somebody that I can probably see very long term to the point that they could meet my family and we could build into something more. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then, so I can't talk about you and your sisters without talking about your amazing parents. And your parents are currently together, correct?
Yes, they do are, yes.
Okay, so how long have they been together? And then my side question is, do you look at that marriage as a key or something that you would want eventually in your life?
Yeah, so they've been together for almost 40 years. And,
wake it up.
Yeah.
Those are my nails, you guys, because we don't hear that a lot of times.
And yes, it definitely does. I mean, it made me just realize, like, not all marriage is easy, but it made me seem like I always want that. Always want that. Always want something long term. Always want something that seeing that I want that for myself. So whoever that is, hopefully we could. Make that happen,
So is marriage, so for you, is marriage important for you? Or if, you and your partner decide, let's just be together forever. I don't need to be your wife. We know what it is. Where are you right now with that space? Because some people have that conversation where we don't need to be husband and wife because it can be more of a business type of thing. Or do you feel comfort in saying, well, that's my wife and I am her husband?
No, marriage is definitely important. Yes, marriage is definitely important. That is definitely something that I definitely do want. But of course with the right person, because I don't want to be married to anybody. It has to be the right person. We have to make sure that both of us is good, as in got our stuff together, so we can make build something real.
Amazing. And you guys, he has an amazing family, a beautiful family. His parents just look like, I've seen pictures, and his sisters, again, gorgeous, a beautiful family. So just take notes, ladies, take notes. Okay, so you told us about your best friends, your families, and so I'm gonna just drop a little question, nothing crazy, so drink your water, take a breather. So what is probably what is like either a pet peeve or a turn off for you?
Bad attitude, no motivation, somebody that give up too easily, who don't fight hard enough, stuff like that. Of course the obvious bad hygiene, stuff like that, but mainly bad attitude, though. Mainly bad attitude and somebody who's not going to fight hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you could go back in time and kind of think, what was the worst job that you had that you hated?
Well, it was one job. I can't believe I say the job. So it was one job back in 2009 that I worked. Good thing it was not for a long time. Do you remember those tour bus thingies
in the city?
Yeah.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, I did that for a little bit. Good thing it was not long term, thank God. And I thought, I was young. At this time, it really broke. I was defeated for a job at this time, so I signed up for it. It told me some good things about it. So I was like, hey, I'll try it. So I was there, and it was an okay experience until it really was. I saw a paycheck, and I didn't realize it was just commission. So I was like, oh. So I quit. I quit like literally the next week. I know I couldn't do nothing with the job. So,
and you said that was 2009.
Yeah, 2009. Yeah.
Yeah. We were much younger. We were like, all right, I'll quit this job. I'll go to the next one. That's fine.
Yeah. I was literally. I wasn't even 21. I would think I was 20 at the time. I was 20 at the time, so I'm just looking for a job and stuff like that, and just needed money, at the time. So I let me just get this job just because I thought I would get more for it, but I would get nothing. So I was like, let me quit. And I took the uniform. I took the uniform with me. Well, I left the uniform on their front door and kept the shoes.
Now you kept the shoes is crazy. See, if you still had the uniform, you could like role play with your lady in the future. See, you know what? We're gonna wake that up in like 20 minutes. All right. And so that was before, obviously, you became a party promoter.
Yeah.
Okay. I think all of us, especially if you live in New York, I think the majority, I don't want to say majority, there's a nice percentage of people who became party promoters because it was decent money. It was good.
Yeah,
it was decent at that time. Now I'm like, it wasn't even worth it. And the fact that we were blowing money like that was crazy. But yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So what is your favorite time of year?
Thanksgiving.
So you like the fall?
Yeah. Spring. If you mean favorite holiday, would be Thanksgiving.
No, so like favorite. So what's your favorite season? Is it spring, summer?
Spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh. And then, I forgot, I have to ask, I know the answer to this question, but let the viewers know, what is your background, your nationality?
Oh, I was born here, but, on my father's side, I'm half Asian, on my mother's side, I have Pacific descent.
Big Bayesian energy over here.
You ain't know.
It should be like, this episode should be the big Bayesian night episode. They'll learn that about me later, at a later date. But that's one thing I can know. All right, big Bayesian energy over here. All right, cool. So what are some of your goals, both I guess professionally or personally, you're working on now?
Professionally goals, of course, is to build this brand to something bigger. Get a podcast award, start a production company. This makes the show bigger than what it is. Make it a lot more mainstream, so a lot more people could listen around the world. And also help people, with their stories and continue to tell my personal stories on the show as well. Personal goals, start a family, hopefully a wife and kids in the future. Hopefully get over my fear of driving, start trying that, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And homeowners and stuff like that. I got a lot of personal goals, but that's just to name a few,
Perfect. Okay. I feel like, and as much as, me and you joke around, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go out the window with these questions. I feel like for this episode and this conversation that we're having, I like how we're just having a general talk. We can always jump out the window episodes later. So I think I'm going to keep it more relaxed unless something pops up and then I shall act. But I think right now, this is, I'm liking the flow right now. Okay. So, my following question is, and these might be corny questions, but ladies, again, if you've been listening for a while and you're like, oh, I want to get to know more about him, you need to know, what is your favorite meal?
My favorite meal? That's a good question. You already know Thai food is one of them. I love Thai food.
So let me reword it in a better way. Let's say you're dating someone, you had a hard day at work is stressing you out, stuff is just messing up all over the place, and you came home and dinner was on the table. What would you want to see?
Fried chicken or any type of chicken, macaroni, rice, stuff like that.
So macaroni, fried chicken, mac and cheese, right?
Yeah, basically soul food.
Soul food. Okay, soul food.
Yeah,
So he wants some soul food. He wants the Kool-Aid, really sweet. He wants to get half a diabetes.
Oh, I don't know about it. I don't know about the Kool-Aid. I don't drink juice. I don't drink juice no more. So water is good for me. So yeah.
Oh, so no juice, no nothing.
Well.
That's why I said Kool-Aid. That's why I said Kool-Aid.
Or lemonade. I got lemonade.
Okay, lemonade. So we can either do. So he can do Kool-Aid, lemonade. I guess iced tea.
Yeah, iced tea. Yeah, iced tea. Yeah, iced tea. Yeah, iced tea.
Okay. What is one of your favorite childhood memories?
That's a lot.
So let's do. So if it makes it easier, let's do 3.
Okay. Watching all the Saturday morning cartoons. That's one of my favorite childhood memories. Christmas, of course. Waking up every Christmas morning to gifts and stuff like that. Especially when it comes to a lot of toys and stuff like that. Because I was spoiled as a kid, so yeah, I used to get a lot. And let's see, one more. When I went to Universal Studio with my little sister and my father. That was a fun time. Yeah, that was a fun time.
Okay. And I feel like as we said, I have my list of questions, but this question also, I'm surprised I didn't write it down. So would you consider yourself religious or more spiritual? And with that question, I'm gonna have a sub question. What do you look for in a partner as far as whether they're religious or spiritual, or can it be vice versa?
That's a good question. That is a good question. And that is a good question. To be honest, I've been trying to figure that out myself.
Mm-hmm.
I could go both ways. I mean, I could go religious, I could go spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I might have to come back to you on that one.
Okay.
I might have to come back to you. I mean, I know for me, I know you believe in God, basically.
Mm-hmm. And then how you decide to believe in it, don't believe in Him, or yeah.
Yeah. But I know for a fact I did grow up as a Christian, so
mm-hmm.
so yeah, I guess that, yeah. But that was a good question. Good job, Vanna. That was a good one.
I'll be trying. All right. So we spoke about your favorite childhood memories. We spoke about your family life. What is your favorite song? Like, if you had to play a song right now, what's your go-to song?
Oh, that's hard. Come on, you can't ask me that. That's hard.
All right, so I'm gonna give you can have 3 to 5 choices.
Okay, there you go. That's some better. I mean, of course, cause I love old school, so there's gonna be a lot of old school R&B. But if I had to pick 5 songs, geez Louise, Raja and Zap, Computer Love.
I'm gonna have to get a horn or something because my nails might be the same when I like
the Gap Band, Yearning for Your Love.
Ooh, wake it up.
Of course, the whole Thriller album,
Mm-hmm.
See what else? Stylistics. People Make the World Go Round.
Ooh, wake it up.
The whole Bobby Brown Don't Be Cruel album.
Yeah. So what I'm feeling from you right now is that you probably will prefer or like a partner that is versed in their music.
Yeah. I mean, I am the type of person that love all types of music.
Mm-hmm.
But R&B
is different.
Yes, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and I feel like you give me the vibe that like your parents or mom or dad or whoever was like the doing it was the one when it was time to clean. The old school music was on, and that's what you woke up to on those Saturday mornings. Like, oh, time to clean. Here's Anita Baker. Boop.
I leave Anita Baker to the list too. Yeah. Well, okay. Actually, my parents they used to rock gospel when I was a kid. So I used to
Kirk Franklin.
Kirk Franklin. You know, BB and CC. They did that the first, of course. The Clark sisters and stuff like that. But my love for my love for old school R&B, especially the Motown, was my aunt. She used to play a lot of old school R&B, especially because when I was going to private school, she used to drive me to private school. Or she played with old school R&B, and it pretty much just grew on me, And as I got older, I started loving it even more, and that's how my love for music, So. Yeah.
Okay. So that's why you're worse. So I love the fact that you said that your aunt, because again, we spoke about your sisters, we spoke about mom, and so obviously with that statement, your aunt was definitely an influence for you. And stuff. So do you look for, and again, I go going off script, but do you feel like there's certain qualities in your partner that you would look for to come from the women that you admire in your life?
In a small sense.
Okay.
In a small sense. But basically, now that I might as well say this part now. I mean, what I look for in a partner is, she gotta be caring, she gotta be smart, she gotta have a good personality, she gotta have ambitions, she gotta know what you like, she gotta know what you want. We gotta have a lot in common. We gotta at least have some things in common. Mm-hmm. And of course, she gotta accept me for who I am, but flaws and all, stuff like that. Don't be judgy and stuff like that. It's just, and also be grateful for what I do, especially if it's nothing, if it's something that I can't really do. Like say I have a hard time and I do something special based on this, even something small. Hopefully she'd be appreciated by that as well. And stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I just wanted, because as you were talking and I'm listening, I wanted to kind of just not clean up that question, because I don't want you to be like, oh, she's asking, does he want a second mother? But I guess it's more so asking, like, there's certain qualities, like, for example, again, for what I know of your mother, she was just like very loyal, a strong woman. She stood her ground. So that's what I mean when I said that, just so the viewers know, like, oh my gosh, he wants a second mother. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
I definitely don't want a second mother. I'd rather be the man to take care of the woman.
Okay, that's what I mean. Yeah, when I said that, because I know for me, and again, this will come on the other end, end of the next episode. Like, there's certain qualities there are 3 really important men in my life, and there's qualities from each of them that I admire. I don't want a second father, but I admire the fact that my godfather is a gentleman and always, made sure that every woman in his life, whether it was his mom, his me, or his lady, was always taken care of in the sense of opening doors, or are you okay, or how can I help you? What do you need? And just being a really good guy. So that's what I just want to clear that up. So no one's like, did he want a second mother? No. Guys. How are you feeling right now? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
I feel like I'm tracking you, because I think you thought I was going to jump out the window today.
I'm not gonna a little bit. I didn't know to expect. We doing this. I didn't know to expect. I didn't go with you.
Okay, because I just feel like, again, we'll have this whole season to jump out the window. But again, I feel like people know you in so many ways, but I want them to really get to know you. And again, if there's any ladies in the world, that want to holla or pull up on him, well, not pull up on him, but in the DMs, that you kind of have a little game, shoot your shot with some information. And that's that. Okay. So again, we spoke about family, friends, your personal likes, dislikes. So I do have a question. To be realistic, because we are both in our 30s. We both don't have kids.
Yeah.
However, are you open to dating a female with children or a partner with children? Excuse me, let me just be politically correct. Someone with children.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I actually did date somebody with kids before, so I mean, it's not really a big deal for me now. I mean, it depends how many kids you had, though. That's a different story. That's a different story.
Is it how many kids, or is it how many fathers of the children that are present? I don't want to say baby daddies. Let's respectfully, is that the issue?
Dang, I never thought about that. I never thought about that part. I gotta think about that part. Exactly.
I think that definitely should be an episode for us down the road, because that could be a nice little conversation to have.
We can talk about that.
We gonna put that on the list, because
we gotta do the list. But in terms of a woman with kids, I mean, I don't mind, because I don't mind it. It's how you said, depend on how many kids she had.
Okay.
If she had more than 3, I guess that's probably a limit. I guess you could say.
Okay.
Yeah, that would say. So yeah.
Okay. Do you like any sports by any chance?
Let's see. Basketball, wrestling, football every here and there.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let y'all know, ladies. Again, take notes. I'm giving you juice tonight. He loves wrestling. Like, if you can just randomly buy him tickets for something in the Barclays, and even if you don't like it, either you can decide to go with him, or buy 2 tickets, and he can decide which of his 5 friends are gonna go with him. But he absolutely loves wrestling. Like, that's his thing. Like, WWE is his thing.
Yeah, you know what? I got a fun fact. I never been to a live event before.
Ladies, this is your chance right now to get it together and tell him, you know what, King, I got you tonight. We out. You know, like, you might not know who's there unless it's with Roman Reigns, with a King, with a Samoan King. However, he's Samoan, right? Is he Samoan?
Yeah.
He is, okay. So he's Samoan. So yeah. So, but that's something right there.
The tribal chief.
Yeah. What a king. I'm sorry, you guys. I had a moment, because the Samoans between The Rock and Jason and then him, I'm like, God, just... Well, actually, don't drop one on me, because I might get in trouble. But okay. So there you go, another one, ladies. So he loves wrestling, and he's never seen a real one in person. And they come, and you know, I get a little discount. So you hit me in my DMs. I'm gonna help you out, sis. All right. All right. So if you wasn't living in this beloved city that is New York, where else, or would you choose to live anywhere else?
That's a good question. I kind of want to try LA. Yeah, that would be dope to try LA, or maybe even Texas or something like that.
There's a lot of Trump supporters in Texas, though.
That's
It's definitely giving. I don't know.
Except that part. But yeah.
Okay. All right. So, well, with that being said, let's say you're with your significant other for quite some time, and you're out here in your career with your podcast. You're in New York, and you're having, you know, a great time. You're meeting connections, and let's say your partner gets the dream job of their dream. The job of their dream, excuse me, and they're like, they have to move to either LA or let's go Atlanta. You know, everybody goes to Atlanta. Would you up and move for them, or would you kind of be like, I don't know, we can do a long distance?
At this point, I probably up and move. I want to see what's more out there. You know, yeah, of course, you know, I would love New York. New York is my home and stuff like that, but sometimes you gotta start a legacy of your own, you know, and, you know, and especially if that person is the person you're gonna spend for the rest of your life, you gotta start a legacy of our own. And what else? What new start is moving somewhere else?
Okay. So take a moment and what could you list, or you can elaborate on it, on either your fears and weaknesses. Excuse me.
Dang.
I'm just surprising you today.
Yeah. I see. My fears. Jeez. Oh boy. See my fears. Of course, dying is one.
Or again, if you don't want to, like, we can always pass and come back around, or something. That's fine.
Yeah. Let's come back.
Okay, so yeah, we use the same fears. Okay, yeah, got you. So how do you know when you're talking to someone when you're ready to elevate the situation? I won't say entanglement because Lord God, but when you're ready to move it into an actual relationship, like when do you know when you're ready?
It usually depends on how much me and the other person is connected, really, and seeing this. If I know for a fact that, for me it's hard to trust people, so if I know that I could fully trust her and that enough to like take a chance of her all the way, and I know that she feeling for me and mutual, and the fact that it be vibing well too, on a physical and emotional level, then that's when I usually know that I can take a chance with that person. Yeah.
Okay. I just had another question pop in my head. Are you, because I feel like, especially in today's world, in the dating world, and I know I'm guilty of that as well, are you a person or a man that's comfortable with dating I don't know if it's gonna be under the label as an alpha woman or career driven woman, but I know, like, for me, I struggle with how it, like, when I'm in my day-to-day, like, work and then dealing with my life outside of my relationship. I don't want to call myself the boss, but I know I can call shot. I can do whatever. And I know that sometimes I have a problem, not a problem, but it's very hard for me to, it's not even being submissive. When you're so used to just kind of like moving it on the go and doing your own thing and whatever, but when you have a man that's willing to be a man, but she needs to learn how to fall back, if it makes sense. Like, are you willing to date someone that has to learn when to fall back and when to pull back, and learning those aspects? Because we have a lot of women now that are outside being the bosses, doing whatever they have to do, but it is hard for us sometimes to take that hat off. And then if so, how would you deal with a female like that? I'm just
repeat that question one more time. It's so good. I gotta hear it again.
Okay,
I gotta hear it one more time.
Okay, so I'm just gonna speak for myself, but I do know there's a lot of women in the world currently, especially after the pandemic and even before, because I don't want to be like, I want to give everyone that credit, and salute all the hardworking females. But I do know sometimes when you are a single female and you are a boss and you have your business or you have your job and you have your career and you're in school, you're doing this and you're doing that, sometimes it's hard for us to allow a man to lead because we're so used to just doing for ourselves. I don't want to say too independent. That's not the word. So ladies, I apologize. And y'all can always, give me better feedback on this. But what would be your ways to show like that? Like, I'm the man. I see what you do on the outside. I appreciate you. I love you. But when I'm here and it's us, I got you. What are your ways of showing a woman that? I'm hitting you today. He wasn't ready.
I wasn't. Well, first thing first, I do want to be the make sure I'm the one that handle majority of the stuff. Though that's one thing that I want to do. If we could work equally, then that'd be cool. But I think that I should.
Okay, so when you say the majority, but when you say the majority of the stuff, what do you mean? If we're living in two separate households, what does that mean?
I want to take the lead on the relationship, basically.
So is it like, hey babe, here's a cash app for whatever, go get your hair and your nails done today? Or would it be like, let's say she wants to do, she's had a long week, she got things going on, like, you know what, I'm gonna get a picnic for her going this weekend. Like, what are those little things for you to kind of show that you're taking lead, but you're also listening to your lady's needs?
Well, I am homophobic, and I do listen. When somebody wanted to do something, I do listen. I don't act like I listen, but I do listen. So
he does. He definitely does.
So like the second thing, like she had a long day. We talking and stuff. If she mentioned something, I would leave it in the back of my mind until a like some kind of special occasion, and then I would come up with the idea and just do it, for them. And so I like to take the lead, but I don't mind if she take a lead every here and there, if that makes sense.
I was muted. Okay. Okay. And we can we can have an episode later about that, like that whole alpha mentality in a relationship. Mr. Gentleman, what is your love language?
What is my love language?
Or better, are you familiar with the 5 love languages?
I do. I did one of those quizzes before. I'm trying to remember what I had. I believe word affirmation one. What's another one?
It's like words of affirmation, like acts of services.
There you go. Yeah. Word affirmation, acts of services.
Okay.
Yeah. I just know gifts is last. I didn't know giving gifts is last. I know that. Mm-hmm. But I know definitely acts of services and word and affirmation is definitely mine.
Okay. And I think that means sometimes for us, well, I can only speak for me, but I'm going to say us sometimes as women, like our guys will say things to them and they'll tell us what they want, but we're so caught up, or I think guilty of being caught up and not really listening and not realizing that, this is what this king wants. And I was actually looking at, I was listening. Yeah, I was looking and listening. I was on Instagram not too long ago and listening to Shawnee O'Neal's, her fiance. And he said something very profound. He said, when you want to apologize to your partner, it shouldn't be in the way you want to be apologized to. It should be in their love language. And I was like, that's profound. And when I sat there, I was like, that's true. Because if I know, like, out of the 5, there's 2 of them that means a lot to him. And even though I like these things, I'm going to focus on those 2, but I can maybe say what I like, at the end, but it doesn't matter. But I feel like we need to start asking our partners, like, what are your love languages? And if you're not familiar with them, you can Google like quizzes, or I guess one day we'll not drop it in chat or something. I don't know how we're going to do this, but knowing your partner's love language is really important. And so the fact that you're able to identify those 2 for you is really, really good and great and amazing.
Well, question, let me ask you something.
Oh no.
So what is your love language? If you mind me asking.
I actually will say I'm kind of in between. I'm in between 3. I say that because I do love acts of service. I do love words of affirmation. And when I say not physical, not acts of gifts per se, but like the little things. And when I say like a gift to me might just be like, well, I actually might fall in the service. Like if you, and like is going to be something I'm going to work on, you guys. So I apologize. Something as simple as if you know that I love history. I'm a history geek. I'm obsessed with Egypt. Take me to the Met. Because to me, it's like, that's a gift for me, but it's also a service per se. You know, it's like little things like that. It's like, you know, it's my favorite Arizona tea is green tea. You bring that home, I'll give it to you. I'm like, oh, babe, I love peanut and almond M&Ms. It's little things like that. I love pink roses. It's the little minute things that go the longest way for me. I've never been a person or a female to be obsessed with handbags I like a good bag, but as women we know how to get bags and do whatever and still look cute. But I've never been really big on that. You know, you want to buy my book for school? Baby, thank you. Because for me, that shows me that you're invested in me and my future. And the same thing with you. Like, well, not with you, with my partner. Let's say, for example, for you, Ken, I know that if I'm dating you and I know that, you know, you're doing your podcast and you're doing all that, let's say there's a mic you've been thinking about and you've been speaking about it. Like, oh, I want to get it. You know what? All right, I'm going to do it. I mean, depending on how much it is, I might have to,
Cool.
You know, but I think, you know, but I think it's the little things. I don't feel like you have to go out your way completely to make your partner happy. I feel if you're in the moment and you're listening to them, if you know that my favorite color is Tiffany blue and you happen to bring home a water bottle that's Tiffany blue, it's like, you listen to me. You know, you actually hear when I'm speaking to you. If you know, it's just the little minute things that go a long way, because sometimes I feel like we're in the age of social media. And everyone is doing everything so big, as you should. But not everyone can really afford to do that, you know? And you can show your partner that you love them and you care about them without having to break your bank. It's just being present in the moment and listening to them.
Yeah, definitely true. Yeah, and there's the one thing I know that you like too, but we're gonna keep it, you know.
Oh yeah, because I love Hello Kitty.
Yeah, there you go. Hello Kitty.
Yes. I'm obsessed, and again, you guys will get to know that about me later. But I'm obsessed with Hello Kitty. I love Tiffany Blue, but I also love Tiffany's, but not in the sense of like this. Well, the story is amazing, but you know, I'm just obsessed because I love the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's also. And again, someone that knows that I love the movie Carmen Jones, because Dorothy Dandridge is one of my idols.
That's a classic.
You know, a classic movie. So like, if you was to like give me a frame of a picture of her and Harry Belafonte in a beautiful, like, oh my God, you know me. Or one day if we're home on a Saturday night and you say, you know what, Vanna. I just told myself, if you sit and you say, you know what, let's sit and watch Carmen Jones, or let's sit and watch the Jackson 5, the American Dream, the whole 8 hours. Granted, we gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely watch that too. One of my favorites. Yes.
Or if you want to take, and again, this is not about me in this episode, but I'm just saying, I'm just going to put it out in the universe. My favorite Disney movie is Beauty and the Beast.
I mean, if y'all heard the old school show, you know,
I should know that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So that's my favorite Disney movie. And if you look at my beautiful Pandora, someone understood and knew the assignment. And, you know, I mean, we're not together. However, it's like the little things like that. It's like the little references like that. So if I came home to a Belle doll, if I came home to whatever, I mean, if you want to take me to Disney World, let's do it too. But it's the little things like that that really do make me happy and excited. So that's all. So back to him.
There you go.
Okay, how are you feeling? You feel good?
Yeah, feel good. This is fun. Okay.
let me go back to my list of questions. Okay, what are 5 words that you would use to describe you?
It's crazy because this switch up every time. Ambitious, caring, go getter. Try to think.
Let's see, 2 more.
Let's see. Risk taker, and of course, gentleman. Gotta end with that.
What a king. You guys will know y'all gonna hear this often, and then what a king a lot also from me. So just kind of get used to it now. All right, get used to it. What is your dream vacation?
That's well, since I never been to my hometown, so Barbados one. Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I want to go to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And one place I really want to go to, Paris, France.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you consider yourself an introvert or extrovert?
Definitely. Here's the thing. I know, me doing a lot of stuff as a promoter. I was an actor at one point. Through the podcast, but in reality, I'm an introvert. Believe it or not, I'm an introvert. I know a lot of people do not believe that I am, but I am really an introvert. I've always been an introvert since I was a kid for many obvious reasons. Y'all know, I spoke about it on the show many times. Because I've been bullied as a kid. But yeah, I'm definitely an introvert.
Okay. So since would you say that you have came back officially into the dating world, or you're still like in the middle, like trying to figure out how to step back into the pool?
Right. As much as I want to, right now I do try to get myself together, because I'm at a point in my life where I'm not dating somebody to date them. I'm dating them to see
purpose.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. So I want to make sure that I'm fully together. I want to make sure I'm fully together, especially financially wise. So I could be ready to, I could do simple things without money.
Altering your white dress.
Basically, I'll be 35 next month. I gotta get my life together. So hopefully, when that person comes, I'll be ready for them.
Yes, we're gonna have the birthday date edition for him for his birthday. It's gonna be turned up and ratchet. So all the ratchetry that you guys want, it will be there next month. Okay. So I guess with that, so even though you're working on your stuff, you're working on you. Do you have a preference? Because we're in the whole social media world and so on and so forth. How do you feel about online dating? Are you still more so if you see someone in real life, you would approach them?
Honestly, online dating has been really hard. I've been doing it, but it's really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I would rather prefer face-to-face dating. Yeah, online dating is it's been really complicated. Definitely for me. I ain't gonna hold you. It's been really complicated. I'm not gonna hold you.
Okay. You know what's funny? I expect you to say that. I expect you to say that. That's another story for another day, everybody. Okay, so what's on your bucket list for this year? What are some things that you want to accomplish for yourself for this year?
Go over driving. That's one thing. I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna travel a lot more, a whole lot more. Cause I do need to travel a whole lot more. I'm long overdue for traveling, so I definitely gotta do. I'm gonna do that this. I want to do that this year. This I want to do. I want to get back in the public and do more things, do more fun things. I haven't barely done no fun thing in a very long time. So I want to do that a lot more this year.
AKA ladies, he want to be outside, but with a partner, with a boo, not just outside. He wants to, with a purpose.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So a question, and it's coming out of left field. And I'm thinking based on conversations that I've had with people in the past being like recently, but also a couple months ago or a year ago. Do you have a preference of? Because again, I know as our queens, we're definitely in the space of loving our natural beauty and our natural hair and this and that, and just being because we're beautiful naturally. However, I know there are some men, and I hate to put you on the spot, that are like, well, I just want my girl to be all natural. She has on weaves, wigs, or nails. I'm not doing it. Do you have a preference, or you're open to all?
I'm open to all, but
okay.
but I would prefer natural. But I'm a type of open to all. I'm open to all though, but I prefer natural though.
Okay. Any favorite books that you like to read?
I got a couple of books. Damon John from Shark Tank got a book called The Power Shift.
Mm-hmm.
And Tommy Davidson got a book called Living in Color. That's a really good book.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. I need to be a lot more books because I haven't read books like that, but I do need to read a lot more books. I got time.
Okay. I actually had the privilege of meeting Damien, one of the owners of FUBU, like years ago at my old job, and it was like amazing. Like he's probably all of them actually some of the most humblest men I've ever encountered, because he came in and I'm like, oh my God, hi. And then because I worked at where I worked at, and then we're in the back talking to them. I was like, yeah, I don't think y'all know how much FUBU in it for me. Just say I'm from Queens, I'm from Jamaica, from South Jamaica. So that was a big thing. So when I was in junior high wearing FUBU, that was like, I'm popping.
Yeah.
So being able to like meet them and talk to them, and it was just a really great moment. So that's a really great thing that you love his books and stuff. And
crazy thing, I got a story too. So before the pandemic, literally like a couple of days before the pandemic, I went to a networking event and he was hosting it. Like that. And this is when I was through the club promoter Ken, but I was through the podcast Ken, but the podcast Ken was still growing. Stuff like that. And that's how I got the book, because he was doing a seminar and he was giving out free books at the end of the seminar. I wish I would have met him face to face. That would have been dope. But yeah. So yeah.
But yeah, they're all just a group of really, really nice guys, and even him, like he wasn't, because of where I worked before, we've had people come in and they're like, oh yeah, okay, we can see what you're about. But he came like dressed down. I think I'm pretty sure they all have FUBUs for, and I was like, I want the FUBU, like please give it to me. But they're really, really nice guys. So that was like a highlight. But back to you, my sunshine. Yeah. Okay, how we doing with time? You want to start wrapping it up? You feeling okay?
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind. This is nice, but we probably should wrap it up because I gotta interview somebody else. I gotta interview you next.
What?
For the next episode, we will be interviewing you.
No,
again.
I'm not ready. Okay. All right. So I would say, okay. I don't even know what to end it off with. I actually know. So for you, what would you want to be your legacy of what you're known for?
That I was a person that supported everybody, a person that helped inspire others, and people who were inspired by the story that I give to others, and stuff like that. Basically to inspire that people know that, you know, I was a person that who inspired them to do something, whatever dream they had. I helped them get to that point. I want to play some kind of role in that. And just that's basically, if that made an impact in somebody's life, there you go. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be known for making an impact in somebody's life.
You know what's crazy? I think will be really dope, and we can keep this obvious on this episode. Is like, you know, once, you know, I'm interviewing you, you're interviewing me, but once we get to the end of the season, let's ask these questions again and let's see if they differ. Just to see how we can grow. Okay. You know the flex. So again, you guys, thank you for tuning in to our first episode. This has been amazing. Our date night episode with, of course, my special guest, Mr. Gentleman himself on the hot seat. I did really well. He was really nervous, y'all. He was like, "You're my dad," some craziness.
And I didn't know what to expect. You know.
I think I shocked him tonight. I think I definitely hit him with the Oprah and was like, "Tell me your deepest secrets."
And I gotta say, you did a really good job for your first day at work. So thank you for interviewing me. You know.
So of course, guys, please, Mr. Gentleman, let them know where they can find you on social media.
Well, you know, they're gonna know where to find me at the end of the show. So I don't think I need to answer that, but you need to answer that though. Where they can find you? Where they can find you?
Well, you guys, everyone, you can find me on Instagram at Vanna, so VANN_BEE on Instagram. I don't have a Twitter as of yet. I am working on that. My TikTok is not public yet, but I'm working on that too. But definitely on Instagram, follow me. I think now I'm kind of forced to make my page public now because it was private before, but also DM me if you have any questions, comments, or concern. Again, it's Vanna, VANNA_BEE. This has been a pleasure. I can breathe now, and thank you for checking. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight, and we're gonna see you very soon.
Yes, and we'll be right back.
Cheer.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman. I'm MrGentleman Like the Podcast and the Premier Boy Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by MrGentleman Like the Podcast spin-off shows. And MrGentleman Like the Podcast has many spin-off shows, but we're gonna talk about this one fan favorite spin-off show called The Old School Show with myself and the star writer Rod, where we talk anything old school, from movies, music, TV shows, childhood memories, and many more. Love this show because of this nostalgic feel, and it's always been fun when we have many special guests come to the show. And you know, if y'all want to check out this spin-off show, y'all can check it out every 4th and sometimes 5th Sunday at 12 a.m. Every 4th and sometimes 5th Sunday at 12 a.m. Also, we have another spin-off show called A Conversation About Music Podcast, where we talk to many unsigned artists about their music journey, and we play their song on the show, so many audience could know about their music. I wanted to create a platform from unsigned artists so they could come on the show, and so we could spread the word so everybody could take the time and take out their music and stuff like that. Also on the show, we have many roundtable discussion about music. And y'all want to check out this show, y'all can check it out every first Sunday at 12 a.m. Every first Sunday at 12 a.m. You can check out both spin-off shows on MrGentleman Like the Podcast Network. And of course, we have many more spin-off shows coming real soon. But you can check out The Old School Show and A Conversation About Music Podcast right now. And this is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman from MrGentleman Like the Podcast. And have a good day or night wherever you're listening to this episode. Now back to the show. Cheers! I just want to take time to thank everybody for tuning into this new episode of Mr. Gentleman Like the Pocket Presents Date Night Talk. Thank you to my co-host, Ms. Vanna V, for interviewing me. You did an amazing job, and I am proud of you. And I'm looking forward to see where this podcast journey will take us. And don't forget, don't worry, on the second part of the pilot episode, I will be interviewing you. So can't wait for it and looking forward to it. But y'all already know where I'm at every Sunday with the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, each and every Sunday at 12 a.m. We on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, Good Pods, and many more. With the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents the Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth or fifth Sunday at 12 a.m. on Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Network. And Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents a conversation about news and podcasts every first Sunday on Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Network. And y'all already know y'all want to be a guest on my show on Mr. Gentleman, the main series, the Old School Show, a conversation about news and date night talk. Y'all can email me a bio about yourself and everything that you do to my email, KenYPGENT@gmail.com. I repeat, KenYPGENT@gmail.com, and send me a bio about yourself and everything that you do, and we can set something up right now. Or y'all can hit me up on social media, Ken_Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, KEN _ Mr. MR Gentleman, GENTLEMAN. Add me on Good Pod, Ken, Mr. Gentleman on Good Pods. Right now, we are currently number 5 on the top 100 charts, number 2 on Society and Culture, and still number 1 for documentary for pretty much almost a month. So I just want to say thank you everybody that's been showing love to Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast on Good Pods. And shout out to all the amazing indie podcasters out there that are killing it right now. As I would name all of y'all, but it's too much in y'all. Red Dove, High Tea, Hetty Vaz, Wild Night with Rocky. It's a lot of y'all, so I just want to shout y'all out real quick. And all of y'all, every indie podcast doing an amazing thing. And we are going to take over the world. Support Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast by buying the merch at TeePublic. The info is in the bio right now. Support buy some merch. Support Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast. You know, it means a lot. It will help us with a lot of our production, because we aim up to up the production for next season. So best way to support Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast is share the show, listen, review the show on Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Good Pods. Buy the merch. Website, the relaunch of the website is coming this weekend. About time, finally. So support, and yeah. And y'all already know this weekend we got the Old School Show, myself and the Star Rider Rod. We are going to continue with the 90s movie era. But this time we're doing our favorite movies. Our favorite 90s movies. So we're going to do that this weekend. And y'all already know the next Date Night Talk episode is May 12th. And I'll be interviewing Ms. Vanna B. And you already know Date Night Talk will be every second and third Thursdays at 12 a.m. Let me repeat that. Say the date. Every second and third Thursday at 12 a.m. So you already know. Thank y'all for listening to this first mini episode of Date Night Talk. Have a good day or night wherever you're listening to this episode.
Hi, this is Penelope Rose, and I'm listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Come and join me.